Hey, friends, it's Dr. Sherri, and welcome to the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly Education Edition. Go ahead and grab your morning coffee, tea, or whatever gets you going, and join me for a real look at what's happening in education across the nation. The good stories that give us hope, the bad ones that make us sigh, and yes, the ugly truths we've got to face if we ever want things to change. Let's talk about what's really going on in our schools and why it all matters. Hey, friends, and happy Halloween. I am Dr. Sherri, and it is time to welcome you back to the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly Education Edition. Today, we're going to do something a little fun and a little frightening. We're calling this episode Spooky Statistics because, let's be honest, sometimes the numbers in education can be scarier than any haunted house. But don't worry, this one has treats too, not just tricks. So grab your favorite fall drink, settle in, and let's talk about what the data is really telling us about our students, our schools, and maybe even ourselves. Today's good comes right here from home in South Dakota. We are going to talk about an article that was recently published by the Brookings Register referring to the local SAT scores. The Register reported this week that the average scores in Brookings specifically are above not only the state average, but also the national average when they're coming in with a 23 average for last year on that ACT exam. South Dakota as a whole, if we average it all out, sits near a 21, and the national average is down under 20. This hasn't happened by accident. Brookings teachers have built a culture of preparation. They've got in-class ACT practice, they have after-school support, and they have the kind of intentional curriculum alignment that really moves the needle. In a world full of scary stats, Brookings is that bright light at the end of the hallway. If you are a parent, teacher, or student who is listening, ask your district, what is our version of this? How are we helping students get college ready early? Because this isn't magic. It is mindset and it is method. And most importantly, it is intentional in their learning. Now, here's where it gets a little spooky. I mentioned earlier that the national ACT average is underneath 20. Well, let's get more specific. The Associated Press just released data that shows the new national average for the year has fallen to 19.5 points. That is 19.5 out of 36. And in fact, that is the lowest it has been in over 30 years. That means fewer students are hitting college readiness benchmarks, especially in math and science. So let's think about that. We have more technology. We have more access. We have more flexibility than ever before. But yet, performance is slipping. It's like standing in a hallway where the lights keep flickering. You know something is wrong, but you can't quite see where the problem starts. So, where one school is shining with Brookings, we have to start asking why so many schools feel like they have been left in the shadows. My challenge for you today is instead of blaming teachers or blaming the test as a whole, because that's the easy thing, that's the go-to. Let's ask what is really missing. Is it the consistency? Is it family support? Are we too focused on testing and not enough on skill essential? Is there a factor that I would almost bargain to be that technology piece that is interfering with consistent and reliable learning by students? Now let's talk about the ugly. Even here in South Dakota, where we're doing better than the national average, the story isn't all sunshine. Because if you look at that continued report from the Brookings Register, we are seeing scores as low as just over 18 within a 60-mile radius of Brookings. That's a 5-point difference in 60 miles. If we continue to look, the Searchlight reported that our statewide average is around 21, which is solid. But only about 41% of test takers are meeting the college readiness benchmarks in 3 or 4 subjects. What does that mean? Well, it means that 6 out of 10 students are not fully prepared for what comes next. And that's just academically. We don't have a test to determine how prepared these students are for the real world. Are we doing budgets? Are we doing taxes? Do we have any idea what the actual real world looks like? We don't have a test for that. And that's the part that gives me the most chills, because we can't just be above average and call it a day, because every point matters and every kid matters. And when those points are talking about kids and their dreams and their real futures, and we are saying, well, it's okay, it's above average. 21 out of 36, that's 68%. We're okay with our students being 68% prepared. I'm not. And maybe the scary part isn't that data, but the scary part is what happens if we continue on the path we're on. If we continue to not push for change, if we continue to say, well, I don't want to upset anybody or hurt anybody's feelings. I have a lot of awesome friends in education, and they know that this isn't personal to them, or at least I hope they do. My desire to see education reform is about not only my children, because my children are in the midst of education right now. The reform that we need is for our grandkids, because if we continue on the path we're on, we are going to see the society continue to fail or begin to fail even further. I am not okay with saying 21 out of 36 is perfect, because it's not anywhere near it. I am not okay with saying 6 out of 10 kids don't need to be completely prepared for what comes next. And again, like I said before, this is only talking about academics. How prepared are they for the real world? What happens if we continue on like this? What happens if we don't stand up and say our children deserve better? So let's wrap it up. What did we learn from today's spooky statistics? Well, first off, Brookings is doing a fantastic job. Congratulations to the Bobcats on their success on the ACT. They give us hope that success is possible when everybody rows the boat in the same direction. Secondly, national trends remind us we cannot be complacent. We cannot continue to just follow the stream. It's time to start paddling against it. And finally, even in the strongest states, readiness gaps are still haunting our hallways. Data isn't meant to scare us, it's meant to steer us. And if we listen closely to it, it's telling us where our next focus should be. Thank you for spending part of your Halloween with me. Go easy on the candy corn. If you are interested or you have a learner who will be taking the ACT or the ASTB or the ASVAB or the Accuplacer or any of those in the coming months, please reach out. I offer a test prep course for all of them, and I have a 100% success rate. I will see you back on Monday for more of the good, the bad, and the ugly education edition. Until then, keep learning, keep questioning, and remember, education that matters starts with awareness. That's our chat for today, friends. If something you heard made you think, smile, or maybe even shake your head a little, share this episode with someone who cares about kids in classrooms. You can find full show notes, source links, and ways to connect at educationthatmatters.net. And if you've got a story to share, something good, bad, or maybe a little ugly from your own school or community, I'd love to hear it. Send it to me at sherri.rochel@outlook.com, and it just might be featured in an upcoming episode. I'm Dr. Sherri, and this has been The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly Education Edition. Until next time, keep learning, keep trusting, and keep thriving.